Hi, I'm Tony Fowle. Today I'm going to demonstrate how I grind brake drums. Now there's several reasons for needing to grind the hubs from time to time. One is sometimes after a long period of use they develop a hard skin, glazed hard skin on the lining, and you want to get rid of that because it reduces the braking effort. Another reason is that sometimes they'll get out of true. And a third reason would be if you put on a new rim, as I have here, and when you tighten the spokes, sometimes that will cause a distortion of the brake lining in here. Well, you don't want that because the brakes will be juddering when you use them. Now, all of this with the truing, it all has to be true to the axis that the wheel rotates about. So I always mount the wheel between bearings. That way you know that it's spinning in the same way that it would when it's fitted to the motorcycle. Now the grinding part of it I do with this little machine that I built here, especially dedicated for this one job. So let's get in a bit closer and have a look at the details of this machine. Oh, my cat's come visiting again. She always does this when I'm making a video. Anything that's a little bit different, she has to come and inspect. It's what cats do. This is the basic machine. I'll go through it piece by piece. Here, this is a piece that does the work. It's an air-powered turbine die grinder, very high speed. On the working end, I've got a small grinding wheel. This base piece, I've got two uprights. These take blocks which hold these centers, which have a taper on the end, and they're the smallest bits are small enough diameter and the biggest bits are big enough diameter to accommodate all the bearings in the wheels that I want to grind. Then I've got a third upright piece here, bigger in diameter. This has a flat plate on. Now the top of this plate and the top of these bearing block mounting posts have all been milled flat in the same setting in the milling machine. So these faces are parallel to one another, so everything is square and level. Now mounted on here, I've got cross slides from two old lathes. The largest one is on the bottom, is aligned to move parallel to the wheel spindle. So that will determine how far into the drum we come in line with the axle. The cross slide that's mounted on the top has a movement which is at right angles to the movement of this one. So this determines the depth of cut, or how much material we're going to grind off the hub, and also allows for grinding different size drums. Over here is the motor that will drive the wheel. So let's get a wheel in and see how it goes. I've got everything in place now. I've moved the slide with the grinder in as far as it's safe to go without hitting on the hub itself. Now it's important that I don't take that in too far, so I've got a stop on here. So the first thing I need to do is to adjust that stop and tighten up the lock nut on the end, so that prevents me from feeding the grinder too far into the wheel. So now I need to start everything up. That's the wheel going. Now this turbine makes a heck of a noise. I'm putting on some ear protectors. Right, the bob's moving at full speed. a little bit eccentric, as you can tell by the intermittent sparking. Well, at that point, the battery in the camera ran out, and so I stopped. Let's see if we can pick up where we left off. But one thing, it was we saw enough to see that it was only sparking intermittently, which is an indication that the lining as it is not truly concentric with the spindle axis of the wheel. So that's one of the main reasons for doing the grinding, is to true up any lack of concentricity between the brake drum and the axle. Now this is a double-sided brake, and before I started filming I actually did the other side. That one was the sparking was even all the way around, so the drum on the other side started off very true. The one on this side does not, so I don't know how much I'll have to grind off, but I've got to grind off enough that it's sparking all the way around. Right, that's the limit that I can go in. Now come out, go into another part. Right, I've hit the stop here, so I'll let it spark out for a little while, and I'll come out slowly and then stop it on the step. Well, that's been grinding evenly all the way around now. But okay, so I'm just going to take it in and out for a few spark out passes, as they're called, which won't be increasing the feed set by this. This will stay in the same place, but any flexure in the system will cause the stone not to take out a full cut when it's doing it. So we do a few passes without increasing the depth of cut anymore, just to finish it off. You can see that the sparking is not just occurring in one part of the circumference now, it's pretty even as it goes around. Well, that's it. I should now have a nice concentric smooth braking surface. You may have noticed that this slowed down at certain parts when it was feeding in. Basically there are two reasons for that. One is it was drawing a lot of air from the compressor, and so the compressor pressure would go down, and that defines very much the speed that this turns at. And the other thing is these turbine ones are not particularly high torque, so it doesn't take very much torque to slow it down. I do have this electric high-speed spindle, which is much more suitable for the job, but first, before I can use it, I need to make another one of these clamps that will hold this in place, and I'm in a hurry to get this wheel done back on the bike, so I just used it with what I'd originally made it for. When I originally made this, I had this turbine die grinder, but I didn't have this electric high-speed spindle, so that's the reason I used this, and that's the reason that in the video you might have noticed that this slowed down sometimes when it was taking a cut. On the Homemade Tools forum, there's a detailed description of the actual making of this simple machine, which you may be interested in. I've put a link to it in the comments section of the video. That's about it for now. I'll report back after the early part of March when I'll be out testing this on the track. Until next time. If you like this video or any of the others, please share, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click the button to receive updates of any other videos. Thanks for watching.